Hello everybody, James from Canuck Mechanical here again. Today we are going to show you the mechanical room here in this lakeside house, and it has turned out really nice. The engineer has really appreciated it, and the engineer is also the homeowner. So we're just going to quickly go over what he wanted here and what we have done for him. We have done a home run system here, done with Aquatherm and PEX, everything with their own individual shutoffs right here, as you can see. And then of course we've labeled them and also labeled each area and zone so they can isolate that if they ever need to. Tried to make it as symmetrical and as even as possible. Obviously we have less hot supplies than we do cold supplies because of all their toilets, and it actually turned out really good. A little bit bigger than needed be, but once again I think it is definitely is appreciated with the homeowner. Over here we have the filter system. This is something that he wanted particularly done in a certain way. And they have two separate systems here. They have a lake water system and a well system. And what they want to be able to do is that when their well system goes down, or their well water is actually quite bad, they want to be able to use it just for irrigation. And that is what we've done here. We've actually put a separate valve here, able to isolate this if we want to, and have our irrigation system hooked up to just the well system. And also over here we have our hose bibs if he wants it on the well as well. If he doesn't, if he wants to use strictly lake water, then he can actually do that. And he can go down here to the next bank and it'll go over here, and we can bypass this and actually use the hose bibs with lake water. So that actually turned out quite well, simple and easy for him to operate. And then further down here, we have this line, which goes into a 1 micron filter and then goes into another 1 micron filter to help filter it. And if either one of these filters fail, or the gasket ruptures, or it's broken, or the filter's plugged and they need water now, they can actually shut these off and bypass it and go into the next filter, or just carry straight on and bypass the filters altogether. And then up here we have our filter pressure gauge, and then we can see what our current pressure is right now. I always like to leave these off just for caution, just in case these gauges ever break. And then you can come up here, and then we have two parts, one to the main house and then one to the guest house for their water services. Nice and isolated. And then of course we're branched over to here. But if you back up here, where does the lake water come from and the well water come from? Well, they actually are piped over here and come down into two separate pressure tanks, two separate pressure vessels, two separate pressure switches, 60-80 pressure switches right here. And then they feed up and go back over. We have a Rinnai on demand here to provide domestic hot water. And as well over here, we have the whole setup on this wall. So it turned out quite nice. We do have our AC and our Amana furnace hooked up right here. And that is basically it. I just wanted to share this briefly with you guys and explain a little bit of how you can do a filter system and manage it correctly and move the water where you want it to go. And doing a home run system, I love these. They look like a work of art, but also they're very practical, and they give the homeowner a lot of durability, flexibility when it comes to operating his system. So once again, guys, James from Canuck here. Take care, and we'll talk soon. Cheers.